Hello everyone, my name is Dar Rath and I'm the pastor at Faith Lutheran Church in Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada. And we're heading into Christmas at the end of this week, and there are a lot of different traditions that happen in our world around Christmas time, and one of them of course is the Christmas pageant. I have a really cute story to tell you about a Christmas pageant. It seems that 11-year-old Erwin was bitterly disappointed at not being cast as Joseph in the school nativity play. He was given the minor role of the innkeeper instead. This was not what he wanted, and throughout the weeks of rehearsal, he brooded on how he could avenge himself on the classmate who was chosen for the part that he so desired. When the day of the big performance came, Erwin was prepared. Joseph and Mary made their entrance and knocked on the door of the inn. Erwin, the innkeeper, opened it a fraction and eyed them coldly. "Can you give us a board and lodging for the night?" Joseph pleaded. Joseph, of course, expected the innkeeper to follow the script and answer gruffly that he had no room for them in the inn. Instead, young Erwin grandly flung the door wide open, beamed genially, and announced, "Come in, come in. You shall have the best room in the hotel." There was a pause. The young man playing Joseph had not expected this and did not know exactly what to do. But then, with great presence of mind, young Joseph turned to Mary and said, "Hold on, I'll take a look inside first." He peered past the innkeeper, shook his head firmly, and announced sharply, "I'm not taking my wife into a place like that. Come on, Mary, we're going to sleep in the stable." And that was what they did. The plot was back on course. So if any of you have been involved in organizing or being part of Christmas pageants, you can understand how this would have taken place. It's quite a cute story, actually. The other thing I'm doing is I'm sort of looking at the different traditions in different countries around Christmas. And so this story is called Babushka's Gift for the Christ Child. Babushka is an older Eastern European woman who loves her home and loves her children. And in our country we say grandma, and in Eastern European countries it means grandma, babushka. In our family we have a baby. They are from Slovakia, and I always say to her, "Isn't that cool that you have a name Babby? It's like Cher or Adele, having one name. It's really neat." So here we go. On their journey to see the Christ child, the Magi call at Babushka's house, seeking food and a place for rest. Babushka gives them a warm welcome. While they are there, Babushka learns of their quest. Despite their invitation to travel with them, she decides to stay home until she has made sure that the house, and more importantly, all the children she knows, are well provided for. Eventually, she leaves, taking presents for the Christ child, a pair of shoes, a coat, a toy, and other presents. She looks for the star in the Magi, but it's not there. Nevertheless, she sets off and travels over hills and valleys and through towns and villages, and she keeps asking people if they have seen the Magi so she can follow their path. In her long journey, she meets a child who has no shoes, so she gives him the shoes meant for the Christ child. Later, she meets a second child who has no coat, so she gives her coat meant for the Christ child to the child who needed the coat. Further on, she meets a third child who has no toys. So Babushka gives away the toy meant for the Christ child. Finally, after walking many days and covering many miles and meeting many children, Babushka dreams of a stable far, far away where there is a child in a manger. She never does get to see the Christ child, but her story inspires many to give gifts to children and to search for the Christ child. So today, in some homes, there is still this tradition. Children wake up to find a gift at the bottom of their beds, and they say, Babushka has left them as she continues to search for the Christ child. So there's two little stories about Christmas and different traditions and different things that happen during the school Christmas pageants. So there we are. Thanks for taking 5. Merry Christmas to you and blessings on your day.